stolen from the survival scrolls. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Games. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Crime Bell. Let's go. So, family, Crime Bell. Across the nation, you see scores and scores of stores being ran right through. Marauders, I'm being kind, criminals who, they just take. So all they do is take all day long. They take. They take this, they take that, they take. And they look at security and it's like, what you gonna do? I'm taking it. And bundles and, bags. They come in with bags. They come in like 3 and 4 at a time. Across the nation, many, let me turn this down, I'm kind of yelling. Many pharmacists, large chains, have had to lock up damn near like 85% of their items so that these individuals don't come. I mean, things that, toothpaste, man. I'm like, really? Is that hard up? Don't get me wrong. No, that's wrong. It is hard up for many people. But without a doubt, they're definitely either putting it on eBay or there's a larger buyer of these items, and they're probably getting pennies on the dollar for whatever they steal. I mean, I'm sure nothing. And many large department stores across the nation, brand name stores, that they're just running right through and bags of clothes. And they are told by security, they are told by staff, by the higher ups, listen, don't engage, just let it go. Millions upon bodega owners across the nation. They've, in many states, they started a coalition because, you're the neighborhood bodega. I mean, come on, man. You're the neighborhood bodega. And you got some shit brain who wants to steal that. I mean, come on, man. It's hard enough for you to keep your doors open, and you got some little, turd bird. I like that word, turd bird, who was running right through because they just want to steal this and steal that. You'll see an individual get killed. And, when you look at the background, when they finally capture the individual, the perpetrator, so to speak, be like, well, he was out on bail. Okay, that's some funny ish I just saw. This old lady just walked by. Van was turning. They don't know each other. He didn't do anything wrong, and she's got, I guess, a thermos with a cup of coffee. She just threw it up in the air. Like, okay, you did a big move there, lady. For what? I don't know. Hey, but that's life in the city, right? Anyway, and let me bring this back. We were talking about the bodega owners, and yes, somebody gets. I had to go back in time. Perks of getting older, and you'll have individuals that the perpetrator gets caught. And it's like, oh, he was out on bail, or she was out on bail. Does there need to be a massive reform? And in fairness, a little of fairness, because I am a man of color, and unfortunately, the system of the law does not bode well and favor well for people of color. Okay, so a little bit in favor of. It's kind of hard to decipher what is what. But at the same time, if you have an individual that is using... Can I go over here? Let me go over here. That is using a jail, the penal system, as their home away from home. And what I mean by that is, I got a nice warm bed for the night. I'm not in some homeless shelter, if that is the person. Or because of their age, they're able to get away with it, or I don't know. It's kind of hard to decipher what is fair with certain situations. Now, I know personally of an individual who got caught up in a legal situation. They were traveling with some weed on them. And in their state, it's legal. In the other state that they were going to, it's not. Well, some parts of it is. And they were speeding. So they get pulled over. Officer asks, do you have any guns, any weapons? And, no, I don't. Do you have any drugs? And, yeah, I got some weed right here. Okay. But he also had a little baggies that he'd keep his weed in. And a scale. He's been gypped before. So he would weigh his weed. Truth be told, he would weigh his weed. But the optics doesn't look good. You have an outsider flying through our area, blowing right through all forms of law. And this state is pretty tough. This state is pretty tough. If you're, it's supposed to be 25 and you go 26, they're pulling you over. That's how tough they are. The rate of incarcerated individuals for minor offenses such as speeding is 79%. So there is 21% of non-people of color who get away. So that's why I say, in all, a little bit of fairness, because I'm like, that's an extreme number. You can't tell me that 79% of people are all doing crime or all doing what have you. Isn't that nice the way the color's hitting on me? I like that. I'm not trying to be conceited. I just like the way it looked. I was like, ooh, it's not bad. All right, if I go there, I'm gonna get stuck there. So let me go here. See if I don't get stuck here. See what happens. So it's questionable. Should there be a major crime on this? Now, the individual was able to retain a lawyer, and the lawyer said, let me backtrack. The optics looks as though the individual with the baggies and with the little, and mind you, the weed was less than an ounce. But when he was arrested and it was all put together, it was 3 ounces. And mind you, they didn't separate, well, they will separate it, but that takes some time and it gets sent away and it takes about a year for it to come back. But in the meantime, there is an indictment and there is a trial. And I mean, I already know what the outcome will sort of be, because a lawyer was retained and he said, on the optics, it doesn't look good. Even the cop said, he said, it just doesn't look good. Because it looks like you're blowing through here, not giving a damn, giving the bird, giving the finger to everyone and being like, I'm going to do what I want to do and I'm going to go sell. Because it looks like, the amount, well, not the amount, but with the scale. See, that was the thing, the scale, that the individual was going to distribute. So it bodes to question, should this individual get time? Now, the lawyer did say there will be no time, but they're going to try to bring down the felony to a misdemeanor, because if you have a felony, then that goes with you, wherever you go. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? And that's a scourge on the profile of who you are. But brought down to a misdemeanor, then through community service and drug education, it can be expunged. For those that do not know what that word means, that means taken away and eradicated and gone like it never existed. It could take place in a year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years, depending on whatever deal is worked out. But you have a case here where this individual, could have been looking at some time or could have a felony on their record, and does that fit the crime? So, in all fairness, it's not easy to say, well, this is the law and that's it. Shit. Our former president proved that. Literally. That one can skirt the law. Or if there is time associated on a very small scale, when you have literally 85 to 90% of the cabinet get indicted on something or other, man, that just says that, everybody was crooked. So if you had the opportunity, family, to change the crime bill, would you? And what would be reformed? How many times should a person have a revolving door existence? Now, there are some states, such as California, that have the 3 strikes you're out. New York City also had the Rockefeller laws, used to have the Rockefeller laws, because it was created by, penned by John D. Rockefeller, I believe, some 50, 60 years ago. But the majority of people that were getting, incarcerated were blacks and people of color. And that was a problem, because it was like, wait a second, a guy has a little roach of weed and he's going to jail for X years. Look how life is. And now weed is legal, and for those that have incarcerated those, they're now profiting off of the stock market of certain, the weed stock market exchange. Like, are you kidding me? You put people in jail for so many years, and now you're going to profit off of it. That's rough. So if you had the opportunity, family, how would you, and what would you change with the crime bill? Would you enact in all states a 3 strikes you're out penalty? And 3 strikes you're out, for those that are not familiar, 3 strikes you're out means that if you get busted 3 different times on 3 different occasions for any kind of crime, the 3rd time you are going to spend life in jail. I believe that's extreme. However, there are this is the, how do you balance that? Because there you have those that they're lifelong criminals with a rap sheet yay long. Man, it's a good thing I left early, because it is crazy out here. Yay long. So, would you change the bill? Would you create a bill reform? And how would you do it? And that is today's topic. Anyway, family, that's all I have for you today. Please let us give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below, and that those in our inner circle are in the same vein. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades. This is Bridging Fears. I would like you guys to like, share, and subscribe. It does help the algorithm. It does help the channel. That's all I got for you. I can go on with a bigger spiel, but I kind of sort of don't feel like that today. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Whatever you do, family, keep your head on a swivel. The streets are hot. People are doing things and causing chaos and mayhem and doing crime for shits and giggles now. It's not even, you want to rob the person. You want to push a person in a train tracks. You want to punch an old lady in the face. You want to shoot at a kid in a drive-by, or a bunch of kids. It's crazy. Keep your head on a swivel. Whatever you do, family, stay lovely, stay sexy, and most of all, stay safe. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Fears. And remember, enjoy life. Another Bobby Shades production. See you guys in the next clip.